Hi guys, welcome to another lecture here on IT.tutorials, part of C Sharp full course from beginner to advanced. I am Josef Botnar. This lecture has the goal to talk about the console class. Why we are going to talk about this class console. Console is a important class because most of the application part of this course will be done using console application, and the console class is used mostly in each console application. This class, which is part of system namespace, provide methods, properties, which help the programmer to input the data from a keyboard and to display data in console. Let's make an application, a very simple console application, and I think in this way you will understand better how this class console works and its methods. The methods which we can use using this class console. So give a click on this button, create a new project. Choose console app where you have this .NET, and don't choose console app.NET framework because we are working with .NET. Click on next button. Here write the name of your application. I'm gonna to write a demo console app. Click on next button. Here choose the .NET you want to work. I'm gonna to choose .NET 7.0. And here you see this message. Do not use top level statements. If you click this box, that means you're not gonna to use top level statements. This was introduced beginning with C Sharp 9 and .NET 5.0. And if you are gonna to use top level statements, you're not gonna to have the class program and static void method inside your application after the Visual Studio will create the console application. Actually, the editor will be clean and there will be just a single statement contains console class and write line method. But if you are not gonna to use top level statements, you will have a classical start of console application with namespace, with class program, and with static void method. The static void method is the main entry point for each C Sharp application. So let's see how this works. So I clicked this box where you have this message, do not use top level statements. That means we are not going to use top level statements, and the start of project will look as a classical project as it was before, with namespace, with program class, and with static void method. Yeah, click on create button. Here you go. As I told you, because I had ticked that box, do not use top level statements, my start console application looks like this. So the namespace appear in my application, the class program, and the static void method with this statement using console class and a write line method. Here you go. So let's see what is going to happen if I remove all these statements here. So no errors, as you can see. Yeah, because we are working in C Sharp 11 and .NET 7.0. and C#11, we can use the top level statements. So now we are using top level statements. So in this way, it's looking a C# application which are using top level statements. So the editor is clean. We have nothing here. Yeah, we don't have the class program, we don't have the static void main method. Yeah, so let's use the console class. I'm going to type therefore console from my keyboard. As you can see, the IntelliSense appeared, and here is this console class, and here you have the explanation. Represents the standard input output and error streams for console applications. This class cannot be inherited. So console class is part of this namespace system. What does namespace means? So the namespace is a tool which organize a collection of classes. In this way, your application will be better organized, and you can avoid a lot of logical errors using namespace. For example, you cannot use two classes with the same name inside the same namespace. Yeah, if I'm gonna now to declare a class, and I'm gonna to name it person, and I want to use the same name for another class. As you can see, I have error. If I hover, here is written the namespace, global namespace already contains a definition for person. So you are not able to use a class, two classes or more with the same name inside a certain namespace. Yeah, so this is a big advantage of using namespace. So let's move on, and I'm going to type again console. So as I told you, this is a class, and I type a dot from keyboard, and as you can see appeared IntelliSense, and here you can see the list of properties and method that you can access using this class console. I'm going to talk about of few of them, because as you can see here is a lot. So one of them is WriteLine, which is used a lot in a console application. I'm going to type the parentheses, and here appears this message. Yeah, and here you can see how you can use this method, WriteLine. You can use it with empty parentheses, so no parameters inside the parentheses. So you can use it in this way. What is going to happen? Actually, when you are using this method, WriteLine, you are going to display in console the data of this application or of a certain console application. But when you have empty parentheses, actually the cursor will go on a new line. Yeah, after this WriteLine will display the data, the cursor will be moved to a new line. Yeah, but here, because we are using a empty parentheses, actually the cursor just will be moved to a new line. Yeah, let's remove and type again the parentheses. You can use as a parameter, as you can see, a bool value. You can use a char value. You can use numeric value, decimal, double, float, Yeah, let's type a numerical value like an integer 125 semicolon, and let's execute this little application and let's see the output. Here is the output. So actually this method output the data which is used as parameter inside the parentheses, this numeric value which is an integer value 125. So this is the purpose of using this method writeLine, which is part of this class console. Let's see another options of using parameters for this method writeLine. Yeah, so as you can see, we have 18 options for parameters of this method writeLine. Yeah, we can use a string value, as you can see here. Yeah, and this is used quite a lot in console application. So how we are going to use a string as a parameter for a writeLine method? We are going to type double quotes, and here inside we are going to write a text like hello it.tutorials exclamation sign, and here semicolon. So let's execute this up again, and here you go. Here is the message displayed in console using this method writeLine. Yeah, hello it.tutorials. So this is the role of this method, to display data in console, as you have seen. And here also you should know we are able to use this class console without using the system namespace. Yeah, so we don't have here the system namespace. And why is like that? Why we can use console class without using in our file the system namespace? This is because we are using starting with .NET 5.0 and C#9 a global using. Yeah, and here if you click on this show all files icon, click here on this arrow where is obj subfolder debug net 7.0, and here is the global using file. Click on it and you can see the global usings. Yeah, so here was placed the global usings, the namespaces used mostly in console application. And as you can see, the first one, where is system, is highlighted because this is used actually. The rest of them are not used currently. That's why we have this difference in color. Yeah. Okay, but what is going to happen if I remove this global using system? Yeah, let's see, I go back. As you can see, we receive errors here because now actually this class can't see the namespace, and the compiler says this class doesn't exist because we don't have the namespace, which is part which this class is part. Yeah, so in order to use this class now, if we are not using the namespace global using, we have to use it inside the code, inside the file here, so before the class. Yeah, and the error disappear. Or we can use on the top typing using and after system and semicolon. Okay, so this writeLine method will output the data in console line by line. So I'm going to write here display data in a console line by line. So let's make a little demonstration. So I'm gonna to copy and paste this statement a few times, and I'm gonna to remove here it.tutorials, and I'm gonna to leave just hello, and here it tutorials. Okay, leave it like that. Let's remove the last statement. Yeah, now I'm gonna to save it and execute this app. As you can see, the output is displayed line by line. Yeah, so we have hello, and after the cursor went to a new line under this message hello, and displayed the another message it.tutorials. So in this way, this method writeLine works. Yeah, display data in console line by line. But you should know there is another method part of this class console which does the same thing but differently. The method is write. So without line, just write. And this method will display data side by side. So let's write here display data in console side by side, compared with another method writeLine. So let's make a little demonstration. So I'm going to write here hello. Okay, and let's type again console.write double quotes, and here I'm going to type it.tutorials. And in order to be more intelligible this code, I'm gonna to type here console writeLine and empty parentheses, because in this way the cursor after this message is displayed in console will go to a new line, and between these two messages here will be a line. Yeah, and they don't stick with each other. You will see it in a few seconds after I release this app. Here you go. Yeah, you can see. So this is a writeLine method. Yeah, the display is line by line hello IT tutorials, and here is this statement where is this writeLine method with empty parentheses. So inserted here a new line, as you can see. So it is a distance between these two messages, and after we have these two statements, yeah, where I use this write method. And as you can see here, the message is displayed side by side. Hello IT tutorials. We can insert here a space as well between this message and the text displayed by console, by Visual Studio in console here. Yeah, let's do it. It's very simple. Just let's copy this statement and paste it in here. Yeah, save, execute. Yeah, here you go. And now we have space also between this message and the message displayed by console. And in this way, the output is more intelligible. So we can use in this way the WriteLine method, because this method will insert a new line, as you can see. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about another method which is contained, which is part of this class console. So this method is readKey method. This method will make the console to wait till the user will type or enter something from the keyboard. We'll make the console to wait till the user will type a key from console. And this will make the console, actually the readKey method, to stick on the screen till the user will press a key, any key on the keyboard. So let's see how this works. This method readKey. So I'm going to type console class dot, and the method is here listed inside this IntelliSense. So readKey is this method, yeah, and here is the explanation. The press key is displayed in console window. Obtains the next character or function key pressed by the user. All right. Okay. Now we are not able to test this method, because if I execute this app, as you can see, the console is stuck on the screen without using this method readKey, because here in Tools, Options, if you go where is debugging and select General, you have here a setting: automatically close the console when debugging stops. It's not ticked, and that's why the console is stuck on screen after I release it. Yeah, but if I tick this option, click on OK button, and now I release the app again, as you can see, the console does not stick on the screen anymore. It disappeared after a few seconds, as you have seen. Actually, this button here is equal with Start Debugging here inside this menu. If I press Start Debugging, the same thing will happen. The console will disappear after a few seconds, and you can't see anything. You can't see the output, just if you're gonna to use Start without debugging. In this way, this console will stick on your screen. In order to stick the console on your screen using Start Debugging or this button to release your application, you can use this method, yeah, readKey. Okay, now let's release again. As you can see, now the console is stuck on the screen, and here the cursor is beeping, as you can see, and you can see the output. Yeah, now I press Enter key on my keyboard and the console disappeared. So in this way you can use this method, readKey method. This method will make the console to wait for user to press any key on the keyboard. Another method which you can use is read line. This method will read from console what is typed by user from keyboard. You can use this method readLine, which has string type, and the value returned is string as well. Doesn't matter if you are going to type numbers, they are treated like string, and the return type will be string. Yeah, so is used mainly together with a variable. We did not talk about variable, but let's just do a simple example. If I use this keyword string, that means I'm using a string data, or I'm going to use a string variable which will store a string value or a string data. I'm going to name it like message. Yeah, equal, and I'm going to assign this variable with the method readLine with the return type of the readLine method. Yeah, because actually this method will read the message typed by user from console, and the data, either message or numbers typed by user, will be assigned to this variable message. Usually this is used together with the writeLine method, and we are going to write a message like please type something from your keyboard. Yeah, even we can use write method, so we can use either writeLine or write method. Yeah, semicolon, and after you can output the value stored by this message variable using writeLine method. Yeah, okay, let's see how this works. Okay, let's remove these statements. We don't need them, using the symbols for the comments. Here you go. Let's remove this statement as well. Okay, and let's type here a space. Save and release the app. Okay, so let's type something like hello IT.tutorials. Enter. And here is the output. Actually, this message hello IT.tutorials was read by this method from the console after the user typed it, and was assigned to this variable message. And here on this code line, the writeLine method displayed in console the value stored by this variable message, which is this message hello IT.tutorials. Yeah, so in this way works this method readLine. To be more intelligible, Also, your output to be more intelligible, you can use the clear method, which is another method part of this class console. Yeah, the clear method will clear everything which is written above this method inside your code. I mean in console, the output will be cleared by this method, clear, yeah, and what is written in code after the clear will be displayed in console. So let's place here this method clear dot clear parentheses semicolon, and here again I'm going to write console dot yeah, we can use write method, no problem. And here let's put this message like now it's more suitable right line because I want the cursor to go to a new line, and here I'm going to write this is the message displayed in console. So this is the message display. Leave it like that. Let's not make it difficult, okay? All right. And actually, this message and what I'm going to type from keyboard is going to be cleared by this method, clear. And what is after clear method will be displayed in console. So let's see, let's release this application. One more. Okay, let's type something from my keyboard, like hello IT.tutorials. Enter, and here you go. So the message, what I typed, as you can see, disappeared, was cleared. Yeah, so this message, actually this message displayed by write method, please type something from your keyboard, and the message read by this method disappeared, doesn't appear here, just this message. This is the message displayed, yeah, and the message typed by me and displayed by write line method, hello IT.tutorials. You can see the differences if I remove this method and I release again this app. You can see now the message is this statement, please type something from your keyboard, hello IT.tutorials, yeah. As you can see, enter, the message still here, and what I typed, hello IT.tutorial, still here, and also it is displayed. This is the message displayed, is this statement, and the value stored by this variable message, read by this method, read line, hello IT.tutorials. Yeah, you can see now the difference. If I remove the comments symbols, and now this code, this statement, and this method clear is active. Let's release again. Hello IT.tutorials. Enter. Here you go. Okay, just very quick, you should know if you're gonna to type numbers, this method readLine will treat the numbers as string, because the type of this method is string, as you can see here. Yeah, And now I've got here this curly green line, yeah, because I didn't make nullable the string. Here, if I type the nullable operator, now, as you can see, the curly green line disappeared. So as you can see, the type of this method is string, so that means the return type will be a string also. So if you type a number here, like 50, enter, actually is displayed but this number is treated as a string, not as a numeric type. If you want to use this numeric type, this value 50 as a numeric type in some calculation, you have to cast from a string to a numeric data type. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for watching this lecture. Hopefully this lecture will help you and it was understandable for you. See you to the next lecture. Have a good day. Bye bye.